1993 at the Souderton Area High School football field. Tonight's event is sponsored by the Souderton-Telford Rotary Club. The South team in the red jerseys is coached by Mike Coran from Harriton, and the North team in the blue jerseys is coached by Joe Powell from Bishop McKendrick High School. The proceeds of this benefit will go to Montgomery County, various nonprofit agencies. Our thanks to radio station WNPV and announcer Rick Woffel for the audio portion of this tape.
On the up part, tuck a little bit tighter, coming over. That's good. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? All right, first shot, right at me. Second shot coming up. 1, 2, 3. Don't move. Third shot. 1, 2. Let's give you a moment to catch your wits. Be sure you're looking at 3, and I'll pause a little bit more. Here we go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You can. Oh, that's not ready? Looks like we're ready. I'm going to take 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't move. Oh, yeah, number 3. Can you tuck your blue one? Blue inner shirt and belt? Okay, front row. We're to miss this current corner rail here. All right. Looks like we got a pose. Now, let's see what we have. Number 4, okay? All right, everybody look at me. I'll give you a count of 3. I'm going to take a number, so don't go away. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Okay, here we go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Anybody getting sore? Alright, ready? 1. And don't go anywhere, because I got one fellow back here needs to take a few. Alright. Here we go. At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 2, 3. 1 more. Make it a good one. All right, here we go. Yeah. Okay, I'll let you know when I'm ready.
We'd like to welcome you to Indians Field. Tonight, the 26th anniversary Montgomery County All-Star Game, featuring All-Stars from the northern part of Montgomery County versus the southern part. Going to introduce the southern squad first, chaired by Joe Callistra. From Harrington High School, number 1, Teddy Pendergrass. From Abington High School, number 2, Zamani Hammond. Number 3 from Germantown Academy, Dennis Kane. Also from Germantown Academy, number 4, Blair Hicks. Number 5 from Harrington, Rich Wilmont. From Plymouth White Marsh, number 7, Jason Borusewitz. Number 9 from Harrington, Kyle Helton. Number 10 from LaSalle, Sean McDermott. Hailing from Archbishop Kennedy, number 11, Joe Schreiber. Number 12 from Cheltenham High School, Emil Jones. from Upper Moreland High School, number 14, Sean Davis. From Academy New Church, number 15, Brett Hewitt. Wearing number 16 from Cheltenham High School, Charlie Hayes. From Jenkintown, number 20, Pat Casey. Number 27 from LaSalle, Bill Sellers. From Upper Marion, number 35, Coriano Smith. Number 40 from Cheltenham, Chad Levitt. From Episcopal Academy, number 44, Jeff Steigerwald. From Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, number 45, Darius Walker. From LaSalle, number 51, Mike Flanagan. From Jenkintown, Joe Thomas. From Upper Marion High School, number 55, Chris Wilson. From Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, number 60, Keith Daly. Wearing number 61, from Upper Marion, Pete Sechera. Number 62 from Harrington, Chris Lytle. From Abington, number 63, Keith Elton. From Archbishop Kennedy, wearing number 64, Paul Bearer. Number 65 from LaSalle, Fred Hagan. Number 66 from Haverford, Mark Polisa. Number 70 from Lower Moreland, John Bosa. From Springfield, number 72, John Battle. From Upper Marion, wearing number 75, Mark Samanort. From Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, number 76, Greg Durag. Number 77 from LaSalle, Keith Conlon. Number 79 from Upper Marion, Angel Romanello. Number 80 from Archbishop Kennedy, Matt Hanna. From Cheltenham, number 81, Howard Sowell. From McDevitt, number 82, James Mahoney. And number 6, from LaSalle, Chad Orman. Number 11 from North Penn, Mark Bergia. From Turkey Valley, number 12, Tim High. Wearing number 14 from Upper Dublin, Scott White. From Pius, number 15, Seth Costello. From Upper Perkiomen, number 20, Jason DiDonato. Wearing number 21 from Bethel Horsham, Brian Flower. From Lansdale Catholic, number 23, Joe Nevy. From Springfield, wearing number 24, Ralph O'Neill. Supporting the Big Red from Souderton, number 25, Jason Olivan. Number 26 from Hepro, Stephen Holmes. Number 30 from Norristown, William Anderson. Number 33 from Methacton, Jason Schultz. From the middle school, wearing number 40, Jason Riley. Number 41 from Upper Dublin, Russell Holmes. From Methacton High School, wearing number 43, Steve Galley. From Springport High School, number 44, Jim Theo. Number 45 from Springport, Art Schreiner. From Hepro, wearing number 46, Brian Schreiber. From the Saxon High School, number 47, Denny Duane. Number 48, Gary Roadfall. From Wissahickon, number 51, Ron Custis. From Brookie Valley, number 52, Ryan Fedek. Representing Souderton Area High School, number 53, Brad Clemens. From Methacton, number 55, Bob Wallach. Number 60 from Hepro, Dennis Williams. Number 61 from Pottsgrove, Pete Castillon. Hepro Horsham, representing number 63, Mark Cameron. From Bishop Kendrick, number 64, Sean Madden. From Norristown, number 65, Carl Weaver. From Bishop Kendrick, number 66, Nick DiPaolo. Wearing number 74 from North Penn, Matt McKnight. Also from North Penn High School, number 75, Bill Griner. From Norristown, number 76, Preston Howard. From Hepro Horsham, wearing 79 in the blue, Daryl Crawford. Number 80 from Perkiomen Valley, Rick Panaro. Wearing number 81 from Souderton, senior, Matt Hayes. From Hepro Horsham, wearing number 82, Dave Gorshevsky. From Pius, number 83, Brian Smith. And from Lansdale Catholic, number 84, Tom Brown.
The split end is number 14, Scott White from Upper Dublin, 6 feet, 175 pounds. Left tackle, number 75, Bill Griner, 6'3", 255 from North Penn. Left guard, number 64, Sean Patton from Bishop Kenrick, just 5'2" that is, and 165 pounds. Center, number 53, Brad Clemens, 6'1", 205 from Souderton. The right guard, number 61, Pete Tassione from Pottsgrove, 6'2" and 205. At right tackle, all-state tackle, 74, Matt McKnight, 6'7", 275 from North Penn. Tight end is 82, Damian Borchevsky, 6'3" and 200 from Hepro Horsham. Seth Costello from St. Pius for starting quarterback. He wears number 15, 6'1", and 185. Running backs, Jason Schultz, 33, 6 feet, 205 out of Methacton. 21, Brian Flowers, 6 feet, 180, an all-state selection. Ralph O'Neill, the third running back, 5'10", 195 out of Springford. He wears number 24. And the North, indeed, will get the football first. Joe Powell, 3 seasons at Bishop Kenrick. The head coach, He will move to Harriton next year. The South on defense, the end, 16, Charles Haynes, 6'1", 200 from Cheltenham. 14, Sean Damon, 6'2", 205 from Upper Moreland. Tackles are 77, Keith Conlon from LaSalle. You can't have a Montgomery County All-Star game without a Conlon in it, although I believe he's the last of the line. 72, John Battle, his partner, 6'2", 185 from Springfield. Pete Sakara, 5'11", 180 at nose from Upper Marion. The linebackers, 60, Keith Daly, 6'1", 215 from Plymouth Whitemarsh. 66, Mark Kalisa from Haverford Schools, 6'1" and 225. In the secondary, Zamani Hammond from Abington, number 2, 35, Toriano Smith from Upper Marion. Khalil Jones, number 12 from Cheltenham, number 10, Sean McDermott from LaSalle. That's part of the cast of characters. Again, 79 players actually in uniform, 80 picked for the game. We'll try to mention all of them at one point or another. Temperature at game time in the low 70s.
During the game at all.
Steigerwald approaches, and here we go. A low kick. It will be picked up on the bounce by Brian Flowers at the 15-yard line. Cuts to his right, back left, and across the 30, out to the 33-yard line. The North All-Stars will start from there. First down and 10 yards to go. They will run a Delaware tee or wing tee. An offense that, as Bill mentioned, can be tricky if you're not used to it. Seth Costello ran a wishbone for Bill Rogers at St. Pius, so he does have some experience with what an option quarterback has to do. Ryan Feddick from Perkiomen Valley is going to snap it on the first offensive series of this game. Backs go strong right on first down. Costello scampers to his left. He'll keep, spins off one tackler across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. Sean Damon from Upper Moreland had a shot at him, along with Pete Sakara from Upper Marion. Gain on the play of 4, second down and 6.
Just a waggle keeper coming to the weak side or left side in this case. Probably see a lot of that this evening. It's a key play for the wing tee.
Scott White from Upper Dublin is to the near side. A wingback right is O'Neill. One back left in the backfield, that's Jason Schultz. Flowers in motion, the ball goes to Flowers, counter play outside, knocked down as he tried to get around the corner, got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Excellent containment that time by the South All-Stars. Barreling in with Sean McDermott from LaSalle from a strong safety position, who was headed for William and Mary. His brother played in this game a couple of years ago when he was playing for North Penn, and Sean started his scholastic career at North Penn, then transferred to LaSalle. Also an outstanding wrestler as well as a fine football player.
That's a base play for the Delaware. That's the famous buck sweep. Gone to one back now.
On third down and 6. Quick count from Costello. Hands to O'Neill running left. Dragged down by Damon and McDermott. After a gain of about 2, they will bring up a kicking situation on 4th down and 4. So the South defense, knowing as most coaches do what the base plays are in a Delaware tee, not really surprised by very much. Brings up a 4th down situation and our first kicking situation of the evening.
That was well defended by the South. They set it home right well and did very, very well in that particular play.
Scott White will do the kicking from Upper Dublin, a tremendous kicker, both place kicker and punter. Sean McDermott, the return specialist, and White's kick is short. It will hit around the 40-yard line of the South, bounces across the near sideline. The South will start from there, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll go with Kyle Helton at the throttle from Harriton, 6 feet, 180. The South All-Stars.
Kind of a surprise on that punt. White is a much better punter than that. He's incidentally playing in the Delaware system tonight, is going to Delaware this coming fall, I believe, and that was only a 25-yard punt.
Kyle Helton puts hands under center. Jeff Steigerwald, a wingback, along with Teddy Pendergrass. And we've got movement along the line of scrimmage, which happens in all-star games.
Excuse me, Rick, that was a surprise to start with. They broke the bone on the first play, went with a double slot formation. Unfortunately, when the lineman jumped off sides.
5-yard penalty brings up 1st down and 15. The backfield quickly for the South. Kyle Helton at quarterback, going with Jeff Steigerwald from Episcopal, Teddy Pendergrass from Harriton, and Chad Levitt from Cheltenham as his running backs.
Number 51 on the north, their left defensive end, Ron Custis. Some of the players have been raving that he has done an outstanding job in the camp for the All-Star game.
Out of Wissahickon, broken bone on first down, double wing alignment on 1st and 15. Helton hands up the middle, straight ahead for Levitt. He's out over the 35-yard line to the 37 for a gain of 7. It brings up 2nd down and 8, and I think that call surprised a lot of people. Ron Custis in on the tackle for the North All-Stars. As the North, of course, anticipating a wishbone, the coaches do exchange formations heading into this game and getting something a little bit different.
That's basically a wishbone offense. A lot of the wishbone teams are now breaking the bone to spread it out a little bit, and they certainly did there, and it did open up the middle for the fullback.
Wide receiver to the far side, that's Howard Sewell from Cheltenham. Pendergrass and Steigerwald are wingbacks with Levitt. Broken bone on 2nd down and 8. Pendergrass comes in motion. Long count from Helton. Short drop. Pop pass far side. Complete to Sewell. 45-50. He's got a lane far side. 45-40. 35 and out of bounds inside the 30-yard line of the North. Knocked out of bounds along the far side by Ken Yerke from St. Pius, who got over there from his safety position. Jim Theo from Spring Ford dropping off also helped out. 1st and 10 for the South All-Stars. Mark it at the 30. Again, one of the base pass plays from the wishbone.
Just a little stop pass, and of course Sewell's a very fine athlete, and he took it down the corner pretty well.
Good-sized tight end, 6'4" and 210 play for Joe Groh at Cheltenham. 1st and 10 for the South. Pat Casey from Jenkintown goes far side. Tight end right this time is Sewell. This time a true wishbone. Levitt is the up back. On 1st and 10 as Helton puts hands under center. Turns, hands to Pendergrass, right-hand side. Down close to the 25-yard line. Pendergrass running low to the ground, wrapped up by the center of the North defensive front. Dennis Williams from Hepburn Horsham had a shot, along with Art Schreiner from Springford. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Opening moments, we are playing 13-minute periods tonight rather than 12 as is customary in a high school game. Joe Powell, the head coach of the North, wanted 15. But part of the reason we're going 13 is the fact that it's a school night. An exam week approaching for the seniors. 2nd and 7 from a 27. Pendergrass, left side, has room, bangs down inside the 25-yard line down near the 20, which would get him a 1st down if he got him that deep. Rick Finero from Perkiomen Valley. Dennis Williams from Hepburn Horsham on the tackle. 3rd down and a long one from just outside the 21.
Basic counter play from the wishbone. Left halfback, of course, went a straight dive play, and that sets the defense just the way you want them. That's a very fine play in that situation. Gives them 3rd and very short.
Pat Casey, near side is a wide receiver. Steigerwald is a wingback right. Helton with a quick count. Turns, fakes to Levitt, turns the corner right. Helton's going to turn the corner. Is tripped up, but stays on his feet and might have picked up the 1st down near the 20. Somebody threw a tremendous block as Helton turned the corner. They'll spot the ball right at the 20, and it is close to a 1st down. They're going to measure it. Jeff Steigerwald, we are told, lowered the boom on somebody, and the coach in the booth, as opposed to the broadcaster, spotted that immediately.
Excellent block. Certainly needed to get back close to the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's just short of the 1st down.
They're going to bring the chains over for a measurement, I believe.
Ball is just over the 20-yard line, and from the looks of the chains on the far side, it will be just a little bit short.
So you are guessing that he missed. We keep track of these things.
Yeah. It may be my last guess of the evening.
My record last year was 3 out of 14, putting me in 7th place in the Mid-Atlantic Conference and 8th place in Suburban 1. They'll bring the chains all the way across.
Usually the measurements are for the fans anyway.
And the coaches. Particularly the coach that's on the opposite side of the field from the measurement. And your guess is correct. They need about the length of the football.
I guess I can try another guess later on then, Rick.
Certainly, feel free. It will be 4th down and about the length of the football to go from just inside the 20. 7 minutes, 51 seconds left first period. North nothing, South nothing. This is the South's first offensive possession. I'm Rick Warford along with Bill Manlove, Chuck Irwin, our studio engineer. Our thanks to him for his assistance tonight.
I think that particular play, was designed to put Helton, let him shine as his athletic ability. Unfortunately for him, the defense read it very, very well. And if it weren't for the outstanding block by Steigerwald, I don't believe he'd have gotten back close to the line of scrimmage.
4th down and less than a yard. Again, the North can't go into a short yardage defense here, so the offensive team in this 4th and short situation has a tremendous advantage, even though the linebackers are working up pretty tight. Levitt, straight ahead. I don't know if he got it or not. The South seems to think that he did. The officiating crew moves in. They are donating their services tonight, incidentally, and they say he did not get it. And the ball will go over to the North All-Stars. So the North is held on downs.
They are allowed to change the defense as they did in that situation to a goal line defense, which was a 6 that time, and the defense did an excellent job of stopping that play.
Excellent penetration. Again, Rick Venero, Dennis Williams leading the defensive charge. And the North All-Stars go to work 1st and 10 from their 20, moving right to left as we look at it. Seth Costello at quarterback, Jason Schultz, his lone running back. In motion is Flowers. Schultz has the call off the right-hand side and goes nowhere. That time, the straight give off the right-hand side for Jason Schultz. John Battle from Springfield Montco. Keith Conlon from LaSalle. That gold helmet sticks out very impressively. Loss on the play of 1, 2nd down and 11.
No question at this early stage of the first quarter, we're not quite halfway through, that the defenses are basically dominating except for possibly 1 or 2 plays.
Wide receiver comes to the near side. That's Tim High from Perkiomen Valley. Costello, quick count. Fakes to Schultz, pop pass right side, complete to Flowers, makes the catch, and goes down in the grasp of a defender at the 26-yard line. Sean McDermott from LaSalle on the tackle. Brian Flowers, a superb runner, over 4,000 yards during his scholastic career, Bill, but really a complete football player. Excellent defensive player, fine receiver, and kick returner.
Yes, sir. His coach really is very high on him as a fine all-around athlete. Incidentally, you might mention that Sean McDermott made that tackle again. He seems to be in on almost every play. He's done an excellent job so far.
3rd down and a short 4. As Costello fakes to Schultz, rolls right, quarterback keeper, turns it upfield, dives forward, and has his 1st down out across the 30-yard line. Khalil Jones from Cheltenham on the tackle. 1st and 10 for the North All-Stars from their 32.
The offensive wing T went to the unbalanced line that time. I think that gave them an advantage on that strong side or wide side flat, and they took advantage of it, and the quarterback kept it inside for big money.
Now you look at a quarterback like Seth Costello, hasn't run Delaware T, but has run Wishbone. If you're not going to be a Delaware T quarterback in high school, that's really the next best thing, isn't it?
I would certainly say so, from semblance of that offense.
Split backfield on 1st and 10. Costello with a play fake, rolls to his left and keeps. Steps up, 35, 37-yard line. Wrestled down as he crossed the 35-yard line. In on the play for the South All-Stars was Dennis Walker out of Plymouth Whitemark. Darius Walker, if it is, who has moved in at defensive end. Gain on the play of 5, 2nd down and 5.
Rick, as you mentioned, having run the wishbone, you can recognize that the quarterback does have the ability to run the football. He has done an excellent job there on the keeper off of on the waggle play and did a very fine job.
Split backs, wing back left, wide receiver far side. That's Tim High. Flowers goes in motion on 2nd down. The ball goes to O'Neill, and down he goes. Ralph O'Neill just got blasted by Keith Conlon from LaSalle. 2 pretty good football players matching up there, and Conlon got the better of it as someone either missed a block or Conlon was left unblocked and came in from the backside and dropped O'Neill for a 2-yard loss. 3rd down and 7.
Tackle trap, the counter play, the famous play of the Delaware wing T, never really got untracked that time. It was stopped before it got to the line of scrimmage.
Tim High comes to the near side as a wide receiver on 3rd down and 7. O'Neill and Flowers both move to the near side. Costello with a long count. A better than adequate passer for a wishbone quarterback. Short drop in traffic. Now he'll step up, steps forward, and is wrapped up at the 38-yard line. So he got 3 of the yards back. Sean Damon wrapped him up, the defensive end from Upper Moreland. Brings up a 4th down situation, and the North will kick the ball away with 4:09 left in the first period. We are scoreless. We're glad you're with us here on Info Radio. As most of you know, we are the home of Delaware Valley football, and we will be back with the Aggies again in 1993.
Bill Sellers, the defensive back, had excellent coverage on that play, and that's the reason the quarterback had to keep the ball. He had no opportunity to throw it.
Scott White's first effort, just 25 yards. gets a bad snap. It bounces back there, and the kick is extremely short. Hits around midfield, and will be covered at the 48-yard line of the South. They'll take over. We'll be back in 30 seconds. But their format has changed several times. 1st and 10 for the South from their 48-yard line. Kyle Helton again at the throttle. Hands off for Steigerwalt, right-hand side across midfield, down to near the 45-yard line of the North. 3 or 4 blue shirts are sitting on him. It will bring up a 2nd down and 4 situation for the South All-Stars. And good blocking off the right-hand side to Matt Haynes from Souderton on the tackle.
Straight ahead play, just got off the ball very well, and that, of course, that creates problems for the defense if they don't react quick enough. And as you said, excellent blocking coming off the line of scrimmage.
To the right-hand side is Pat Casey from Jenkintown. Jenkintown, a District Single A finalist this year, losing to Martinsville. Helton has trouble pulling away from center. Hands off for Levitt inside, who gets down inside the 45-yard line to the 43. It brings up a 3rd down situation, 3rd down and a long 1. Matt Haynes again on the tackle from Souderton. The players from the host school, and it's been Souderton the last several years, always hoping to perform well. They feel it's a badge of honor to perform well on their own field. Dennis King goes to the far side from Germantown Academy as a wide receiver on 3rd down and 1 out of the wishbone. Helton turns, hands off for Steigerwalt, right side, 1st down, inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. Excellent blocking again off the right-hand side. The South averages 247 across the offensive line. That includes the tight end, Gary Rodenball from Springford on the tackle.
That counter dive has been very effective so far for the South. Play that they certainly are able to take advantage of, and just the misdirection is very slight, but certainly the quick hit of the play makes it a very effective play.
Casey is to the near side, wishbone backfield. 1st and 10 for the South All-Stars. They started this drive from their 48. Counter play for Pendergrass, right side, 35, and dragged down finally at the 32-yard line. That play was about 2 steps away from going the distance. Jason DiDonato from Upper Perkiomen, a 2nd-team All-State choice as a defensive back, made the stop. Gain on the play of 7, 2nd down and 3.
That was a true counter play that time, with the fake coming back to the opposite side, not the counter dive that we saw earlier. But Pendergrass showed his speed then and got through the opening very well.
Again, Dennis King goes to the far side from Germantown Academy. Ball on the near hash mark, right hash mark, as Kyle Helton looks at it. Quick count, turns, hands to Steigerwalt. Bangs off the right-hand side down near the 30-yard line. And as they unstack, they're saying it was close to the 1st down. Now they'll mark him back about a half a yard, so it's 3rd down at about 2. Darrell Crawford from Hepburn Horsham on the stop, played for Dennis Steinley.
That was that same counter dive play that they've run so effectively. The defense that time did not get fooled, did not adjust, and certainly stayed home and took care of the play.
Casey goes to the far side, 3rd down and 2 from the 31. Inside 30 seconds to play in the quarter as Helton puts hands under center. This will probably be the final snap of the quarter. Fakes inside, turns it outside. It has room for the corner. Helton stutter steps to the outside, goes all the way around. It has the 1st down near the 20-yard line. Willie Anderson from Norristown is on his back.
Once again, 3rd and short. They put the onus on Helton, and this time running the option with the keeper, he was able to turn the corner and just showed his sheer athletic ability, making that play a 1st down.
They'll spot the football at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for the South All-Stars. Kyle Helton heading for Villanova. What a job Andy Talley has done with that program.
Certainly has. Kyle Helton will be a big help to them somewhere. He'll probably be a defensive back.
That was where he was picked as an all-state performer, as was Pendergrass on the small school all-state team. On 1st down, Helton pop pass, fires over the middle, complete to Kane. He is close to his 1st down and apparently has that 1st down at the 10-yard line. Helton firing that ball over the middle. Kane was upended as he caught the football, made the catch, and comes down with 1st down yardage as time expires in the 1st quarter. We're scoreless after 13 minutes of play, but the South is knocking on the door. We'll be back with 2nd quarter action in 1 minute. For 2nd quarter action from the 26th annual Montgomery County All-Star Game, the South All-Stars set to go to work. 1st down and goal to go from the 10-yard line of the North. First snap of the second quarter goes to Chad Levitt straight ahead. He goes down, quarterback goes down, and the play goes nowhere. That time, Bob Wallach from Methacton barreled him, a 200-pound defensive end, and actually banged into Helton as he was handing off the football for Levitt. Lost on the play of a yard, second down and goal to go.
Crawford again in on that play as well as Wallach. This is probably the worst spot on the field to start with an offense, just inside the 10, and now they're faced with second from the 11. This will be a test at this point for the Wishbone offense.
Dennis Kane to the far side. Steve Gailey from Methacton is covering him on second down. The toss is to the right for Pendergrass around the corners. Cuts inside, on his feet at the 5. Pendergrass touchdown. A spectacular 11-yard touchdown run. And Teddy Pendergrass has put the South All-Stars on the board to complete a 52-yard drive with 12:09 left till halftime.
For our radio audience, I think the important thing to recognize is two great athletes, both from the same high school, made that play. Certainly Kyle Helton's option pitch then when he was under grabs was really the important part, and then a great run, of course, by Teddy Pendergrass.
That was a very deep pitch as well. Helton actually had been hit by the defender, and the ball just shot out of there like a cannon.
That's a situation where they took advantage of the short punt, just about 14 yards, and were able to take that 52-yard drive.
Jeff Steigerwald from Episcopal will do the place kicking. Bad snap, ball's on the ground, picked up by Holder, Jason Borashevich, and he is decked immediately. The conversion attempt unsuccessful. Rich Wilmot from Harrington scheduled to do the place kicking, but because of his soccer responsibilities, not available tonight. So the South All-Stars with a 6-0 lead, 12:09 left until halftime. We will come back with the South's kickoff in 30 seconds. To Ralph O'Neill and Brian Flowers. End over end, relatively deep. It is Flowers at the 10-yard line. Straight ahead, cutting now to his right across the 20. Tries to turn and does 25-30. Knocked out of bounds near side into the North bench. It will be 1st and 10 for the North All-Stars from their 30. Running him out of bounds was Brett Buick from the Academy of the New Church, the only Lion in the game. That's a special thrill, I think, Bill, for the players from small schools, ANC, not getting a tremendous amount of attention.
That's true, and certainly that young man has to be thrilled there. He got an opportunity to tackle one of the best players in the area, certainly a premier back. Did a very fine job in doing so.
Mark Mergia from North Penn now at the throttle for the North All-Stars on 1st down and 10 from the 30. He hands off inside the ball carrier, Jason Schultz from Methacton, straight ahead for about 3 yards, brings up 2nd down and 7. Jim Mahoney from Bishop McDevitt, Charles Haynes from Cheltenham on the stop. Again, 31 schools are represented here from 7 different conferences.
Be interesting to see now if the North will bounce back.
I think this is a critical possession here, at least as far as field position, even if they don't score. 2nd down and 7. Counter fake for Mergia. Fires over the middle, incomplete. The intended receiver, Scott White, fell down. Mergia's on the deck. He got a good stick.
Actually, they got away with something there. That was a waggle pass, but number 76 from the North was downfield by about 8 or 10 yards, so I'm not sure what happened, but somehow or other there was a missed communication there.
Applying the pressure was Matt Henna from Archbishop Kennedy. Of course, Archbishop Kennedy and Bishop Kenrick will merge next fall and become Kenrick Kennedy High School. Chris Bockrath, now the head coach at Kennedy, will move over. Joe Powell, the head coach at Kenrick, will move to Harrington. Mike Coram from Harrington, who's coaching the South team in the All-Star game, will move to Valley Forge.
Sounds like musical chairs.
On 3rd down, the ball goes up the middle for Flowers, bounces outside, 40, 45, 50, out of bounds at the 46-yard line of the South. Brian Flowers broke a couple of tackles and found the near sideline. Sean McDermott finally ran him out of bounds, but the people that had not seen Brian Flowers play before just got an indication of what he's capable of doing.
They sure did. He certainly showed there that he's capable of playing in the big level that he is. He'll be going to Rutgers with the Scarlet Knights this coming fall.
The general public can watch Brian Flowers, but his future college coaching staff cannot. Division I and II coaches are not allowed to attend All-Star games, according to NCAA policy.
Actually, the Division IIs can, as long as it's in state at this time. They're allowed to be here. Division I's, you're absolutely correct, and only in state for the Division IIs.
False start off the right-hand side. That sends penalty flags down. The idea, of course, is to keep coaches from gaining an unfair recruiting advantage, is I believe how the NCAA phrases it. But you Division III folks can go about anywhere and do about anything, can't you?
Pretty much so. There are certain limitations that we're faced with, but they're pretty minor overall.
5-yard penalty against the North brings it back to first down and 15 from the 49-yard line of the North. 11:08 left first half. At halftime, Chuck Irwin will take a complete look at news and weather for us. Double wing formation, single back alignment. Counter play comes off the right-hand side. That is Brian Flowers, who has room inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line before Matt Henner from Kennedy wraps him up. Of course, the players from Kennedy, and there are 3 of them here, you've got to imagine what's going through their minds. And likewise, the players from Kenrick, they will be the final athletes to represent their schools in athletic competition.
Makes for a rather interesting situation for both of those groups.
Second down and 11 from the 44-yard line of the South. Ball goes to Schultz inside. The Methacton graduate to be is down near the 40-yard line.
Group of tacklers in on that play, Rick. That was an unbalanced line, fullback trap up the pike, and
it will bring up a 3rd down and 6 situation. John Boza from Lower Moreland made the stop. Played for Mark Mason. The Lions playing in 2 conferences, the Independent Football Association. They've also played in the Bicentennial League from time to time. 3rd down and call at 6. Merges scampers left, quarterback keeper turns inside, drives forward. He needed the 35-yard line for his first down, and it looks like he has it.
Guess he's just short of the 35, but he certainly appears to have the first down at this point, and he does.
1st and 10 for the North All-Stars indeed at the 36-yard line of the South. The referee tonight, incidentally, is Jerry McGinn. Nick Pergine is the umpire. Art Andre, the linesman. The line judge, Dave Spielhofer. Jerry Evans, the back judge. And Mark Sr., the field judge.
Once again, that was an unbalanced line, belly keeper by the quarterback, and he ran that very, very well.
1st and 10 for the North All-Stars from the South 36. South leads 6-0 with 9:32 to play until halftime. Jason Ulliman in the game from Souderton. Lined up as a wingback left on 1st down. Schultz bobbles the football. They go down to the bottom, and the South All-Stars have recovered. The man that came out of a stack with the football was Jim Mahoney from Bishop McDevitt. It's a turnover.
Counter play, unfortunately, the handoff was bobbled. Either the handoff was not good or the receiving of the handoff was not good, one or the other, but nevertheless there was a fumble, and that's a shame for the North because that was a good drive they had going at that time.
It looked like the ball was in there. It looked like Schultz just dropped it. Those things happen. 1st and 10 for the South All-Stars from their 33. 1 turnover each way to this point. Wishbone backfield. The ball goes up the middle for Joe Schreiber from Archbishop Kennedy. The 187-pound back is out over the 35-yard line of a 36. Brings up a 2nd down situation. Art Schreiner from Springford on the tackle. Kennedy coach Chris Bockrath over on that far sideline. And if you had to give any one person the credit, and that's difficult to do because so many people have made this game successful down through the years, but if you had to give one man the credit for this game still being around after 26 years, Chris Bockrath would be the man. Jason Borashevich in the game at quarterback now, over the middle, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Blair Hicks, the tight end from Germantown Academy. Good coverage over the middle again by Art Schreiner from Springford, the Pac-10 champions.
That was a fine pass that time by Jason. He threw the ball quite well. It's a difficult time to catch the ball at this stage of the evening. As you'll notice, the lights are on, of course, but the daylight is just about faded away. It makes for a very difficult seeing time.
A reminder, you're listening to Info Radio, WMPV in Lanesdale. I'm Rick Wolford along with Bill Manlove. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left until halftime in this 26th annual Montgomery County All-Star Football game. Wide receiver to the far side of the field. Wide man near side as well. Broken bone alignment, movement along the line of scrimmage, and flags fly. We'll see who the guilty party was. Dead ball foul, encroachment against the North. 5-yard penalty will bring up a 3rd down and 2 situation.
That's a help, of course, at this particular time for the South. The North didn't need that because it's going to give the South a shot at a short yardage play rather than a long yardage play.
And particularly with a wishbone, that's a big help.
Yes, sir. They were in a broken back set that time, broken bone as it's referred to, and now they come back into their double tight end, actually, this time with their wishbone.
Jason Borashevitz, the best passer of the 4 quarterbacks in this game, puts hands under center, turns, hands off to Pendergrass, drives forward, and looks like he has a 1st down depending on the spot that he got.
That was an excellent second effort by Pendergrass. That play was stopped in the backfield, and his second effort gave them the 1st down. That's twice now that he's come through with key plays for the South.
They'll spot it at the 44-yard line. And yes, he is the son of the famous musician.
Maybe
most of you probably aware of that.
At halftime here.
Well, his son, the football player, has established quite an identity of his own.
I think that's exactly right. In a few years, we may be saying he's the father of the football player rather than the son of the musician.
He's headed for Westchester, incidentally. Good, solid Division II program. 1st and 10 for the South from their 44. Moving right to left in red. Jason Borashevitz rolling to his left to throw in traffic. Fires over the middle, ball tipped, incomplete. The target was Jeff Steigerwalt from Episcopal, and a bit of extracurricular activity as the man that made the hit defensively, Denny DeWan from Bethacton, sort of bulldogged his man to the ground. 2 penalty flags are down. The South may not have had enough men on the line of scrimmage.
It appeared that the motion back started forward, and I believe that's the call we're getting.
Now they're going to call roughing the passer against the North, so the penalties are going to offset. So it will remain a 1st and 10 situation from the 44, as someone got a late hit on Borashevitz.
Borashevitz certainly does appear to have the best arm of the quarterbacks at this particular point. Very impressive so far. I believe he's going to community college in the fall.
Did an excellent job for Joe Yankovitti at Plymouth Whitemarsh. And again, probably the only quarterback in the game that really isn't totally comfortable with the offense he has been given. Plymouth Whitemarsh running a wing tee basically, but a more pass-oriented team than most high school football teams. And Borashevitz, the primary reason. They can really air it out.
He has a quick release as well as a strong arm. Very impressive on those several passes.
7:17 left in the first half, 6-0 South. Trying for their 6th straight victory in the series, 19th overall. They lead 18 victories to 7. Pat Casey, a wide receiver to the near side, wishbone backfield, as Borashevitz turns and hands off the left-hand side. The play stacked up in the backfield for a loss of perhaps 2 yards. The ball carrier, Jeff Steigerwalt from Episcopal, Ron Custis from Wissahickon wrapped him up.
Art Schreiner was also key in that particular stop. That was just a power play out of the wishbone that really went for just about, no, it did make slightly over. Maybe give it a yard, I guess, at this point.
Call it 2nd down and 9 from the 45. Good crowd on hand here. Many of the spectators arriving actually after the game started, and they're still coming in.
A work night, I guess that's the reason for a lot of folks.
Of course, the game originally scheduled for Saturday and postponed because of the showers in the afternoon. Broken bone backfield, one back left in the backfield on second down. Borshevitz to throw. The back stays into block. Airs it out. Far sideline, high in the air, and caught on the far side by Dennis Kane. Wrestled down inside the 20-yard line. Dennis Kane high in the air to out-jump the defender for it, Russell Holmes from Upper Dublin, and the Navy-bound receiver has a first down for the South All-Stars.
Excellent pass and catch. Holmes defended very well, tried to go for the interception, missed it, and then did make the tackle, of course.
Another key to it, Bill, Joe Schreiber, the back, stayed in to block and decked somebody. A short drop by Borshevitz. Got the protection he needed to air it out to the far side. He threw that ball a long way. Gain on the play of 35 yards, 1st and 10 for the South All-Stars from the 20-yard line of the North. Up 6-0 and looking for more. Borshevitz turns, hands off for Steigerwald, who's knocked down hard at the line of scrimmage, driven back by Denny DeWan from Methacton. Played for George Marinko there, 5 feet 11, 185 pounds. Brings up a second down situation. As Dennis Kane out of the game, one play, brings it in for Borshevitz. You won't see much option football with Borshevitz running the offense, at least in theory.
Certainly the pass is what's moved them so far here.
Again, wishbone backfield on second down and 11. Borshevitz turns, hands to Pendergrast, running right, turns the corner, nice spin move. Down near the 15-yard line for a gain of about 5. Pendergrast with some fancy stepping as he cut to the outside, then back in. Finally dropped along the far side, that far hash mark. It brings up a third down situation. Jim Theo from Springford again on the stop, along with Jason O'Reilly from the Hill School, the only player from the Hill School in this game.
Pendergrast again showing that great athletic ability. That's certainly the difference so far has been his athletic ability.
He has the game's only touchdown. Third down and call it 5 from the 15. Inside 5 minutes to the first half. Borshevitz with a quick count. Turns, hands to Steigerwald, loses the football. The North appears to have it back. Steigerwald separated from the football right about the 10-yard line. And coming away with it, Art Schreiner
made the hit.
Made the original hit. The man that got the football was Jason O'Reilly from the Hill School. 1st and 10 for the North All-Stars. They'll spot it at the 12-yard line. So a tough break for the South All-Stars, moving the ball effectively. But they cough it up on the turnover. 1st and 10 for the North. They'll go to work from their 13. Again, it is Mercia at quarterback, hands off the left side for O'Neill. He and Flowers have gone virtually all the way at running back. O'Neill off the left side out over the 15-yard line to about the 17. Gain on the play of 5. Second down and call it 5 from there. 4:05 left first half. Both teams with their full quota of 3 timeouts.
Brett Buick was in on that tackle again. The young man from Academy New Church has played very well so far.
Brad Clemens from Souderton leads his teammates to the line of scrimmage. Tim High from Perkiomen Valley comes to the near side as a wide receiver. Out there with him, Steve Holmes from Hepburn Horsham. Allman is a wingback right. Now he goes in motion. And the North not satisfied. They call timeout. They were disorganized. 3:36 to play first half. 6-0 the South. We'll be back in 1 minute in Lansdale. 1440 on your AM dial. 3rd and 5 for the North. Make that 2nd and 5 from their 17 as Mark Mercia turns and hands off the right side for Ralph O'Neill, who's tripped up as he tries to cut wide right. Upended at about the 19-yard line by Darius Walker from Plymouth Whitemarsh. Brings up a 3rd down situation.
That's the first time we've seen that set, Rick. They went to a trip set and then motioned back and cracked back inside. Unfortunately for the offense, Darius Walker made a nice play and stopped the play.
Your sympathies seem to lie with the offense.
Well, I'm a defensive coach at heart, however, and certainly I'm always glad to see the fine defensive play.
I had to get that in somewhere. Based on your accomplishments as an offensive coach down through the years.
Well, just so you didn't take this year's accomplishments.
3rd down and call it 5. Toss for Flowers, going to throw the option pass, needs a target, airs it out far side, high in the air and incomplete. Mercia ran the streak pattern far side on the flea flicker. That's one out of your playbook, as he took off down the far sideline, and Flowers got the ball there but overthrew him. Brings up a 4th down situation.
Actually, there was excellent coverage on that. Sean Damon, a defensive end, recognizing the quarterback coming out to the backside, covered him down the field until the D-backs got there and completely stopped that play. Well-conceived play, but well defended.
Scott White will kick the ball away. The Upper Dublin Flying Cardinal is having trouble getting airborne with his first 2 efforts of the evening. He has struggled somewhat. Gets a good snap this time and gets away a wonderful punt. High in the air, this one will turn over, and going back to pick this off to the near side is Zamani Hammond from Abington. Taking it at his 40, brings it back all the way across midfield. They'll say he stepped out of bounds at the 49-yard line of the South, but Hammond with a wonderful return as Scott White made up for lost time and turned in an outstanding punt.
That was somewhere over 40 yards. That was a fine punt with fine hang time. And that certainly changed the field position around quickly, though the run back puts it back almost to midfield.
A 46-yard punt. That will get you some attention.
That sure will, and that's what we would expect out of White. I just think the first 2, the one was on the ground, the snap, and the first punt, I think he just was a little excited, most likely.
Toss to Pendergrass, running right, far side, cuts back, 40, 35. Down near the 30, fumbles the football. They scramble, and who's got it? The North All-Stars. As Teddy Pendergrass lost the handle, the ball came out, and the man on the bottom was Darrell Crawford from Hatboro Horsham. So the North All-Stars get the ball back with 2:17 to go.
Pendergrass, though, is certainly showing us that even though he's from a small school, Harrington, that he's a big-time type of player. He certainly has some real ability.
Even among the elite, the cream rises, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
1st and 10 for the North All-Stars from their 39-yard line. They have 2 timeouts left, 2 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. On 1st down, the ball goes to O'Neill, left-hand side, out over the 30 to the 31-yard line. Brings up a 2nd down situation. Mark Mergia still at the throttle. And now we've got 2nd and 8 for the North All-Stars. Mark Mercia fires over the middle, complete to Scott White. Has his first down across the 45-yard line at the 48. Sean McDermott knocks him down. The clock stops for the first down. And Mercia with the big completion. Unofficially, that might be the first of the night for the North.
That's a curl pattern and run very well, and Mergia certainly threw the ball in there well that time. He looked like a much better passer in that particular play.
His problem last year was throwing on the run. If he has time to set his feet and throw, he throws the ball very well. That time the shoulders were square, the feet were set, delivered it nicely.
Well done.
1st and 10 for the North from the 48. Mercia fakes to O'Neill, fires over the middle again, complete. Has Jason Elliman from Souderton. Good back, good receiver, inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Allman, whose career was almost ended by a back injury a couple of years ago, missed virtually his entire junior season, makes the catch, has the first down. The North will call timeout with 1:11 to go. We'll be back in 1 minute. Yard line of the South trying to get on the board. The South leading 6-0. They've won 5 straight in this series. Split backfield for Mark Mergia. Hands to Ralph O'Neill running left. He's inside the 35-yard line, inside the 30, and has his first down. Ralph O'Neill, the District 1 all-time rushing leader, wrestled down by Bill Sellers from LaSalle.
That's the first time that O'Neill has had an opportunity to show his wares, and he certainly showed us why he's the all-time leading rusher in the area. He did a fine job.
Not exactly a finesse back in the Springford offense. They were not a finesse football team, but a very, very good one.
Rock 'em, sock 'em.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Ball goes to Flowers, running right. Got inside the 29 for a little bit of yardage, then driven back by 4 red shirts. John Battle leading the charge. Keith Conlon.
Conlon was the first in on that hit. You see why he's another Conlon. That's very obvious. He just certainly made a fine play on that particular
The North All-Stars have called their final timeout with 39 seconds left in the first half. Gives us a We're back in Souderton, and while we were away, the North completing a pass. Mark Mercia hitting Scott White inside the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the North at the South 18. Mercia with a quick count, fakes to Ullman, runs to his right, fires over the middle, diving attempt. Was it caught? Yes, it was, inside the 5-yard line. Coming up with the football is Damian Borachevsky from Hepburn Horsham, the tight end, makes the catch right around the 5-yard line. 1st down and goal to go for the North All-Stars. They'll spot it at the 4. 18 seconds left. The North now out of timeouts. And now we have a timeout signal by the South. They want to get their defense organized with 14 seconds to go. 1st and goal to go from the 4-yard line. Mark Mercia is the quarterback. He's got O'Neill and Flowers behind him. Coming in motion is Flowers. Mercia rolls right on the keeper, turns inside, hit short of the goal line, dropped it but 2. Clock is on single digits. For North probably won't get another playoff. They try to hustle on the place kick team. Won't be able to do it. 2 seconds, 1, and time has expired. As the North runs out of time, as the clock shows all zeros to end the first half. It's been an exciting first half of football. The South All-Stars leading the North by a score of 6-0. My name is Rick Wolf.
There's the kick. Teams will catch and run. Passing is only permitted to use a backward pass. No forward passing is permitted. The game is continuous. There are no timeouts. And it lasts for 2 40-minute halves. Continuous game with lots of passing. Line out. Player attempts to score, and it's a score. Keith Baker from the men's rugby team with a score. Score's worth 5 points. The ball is then brought out for a 2-point point-after kick, exactly from where the player scored. Kick is up, wide left. The team that scored will then get the kick back. Now, this time the white ball with a quick throw in. Catch the blue players not paying attention, ball's out. Player on the sideline. And it's a score. Toby kicker skill with the score. Ball is up, wide left. 15-man side. This is a small version, called 7. There's 7 men in the field. And it's a score. Things up. No good. Numbers are worn on the back of the jerseys. In this case, the white team is wearing letters just to be different. Ball out to a blue player down the side. A good pass off the ground. Picked up. Swinging it back out with a good move. Takes it in, runs to the right break. The Dave Lasso with a breakaway. And a score. Kick is up. And it's good.
For the North All-Stars, Teddy Pendergrass, one of the return specialists for the South. Joe Schreiber from Kennedy is back there with him. Again, the North trying for their first victory in this series since 1987.
Both teams are going to have to overcome the turnover bug here, and certainly if one is able to, the way both teams have moved the ball, we might see a more of an open scoring in the second half here than we saw in the first half.
White's kick is into the end zone and through it. as he sent up a rocket, which was muffed in the end zone by Khalil Jones from Cheltenham. The ball will come out to the 20.
He certainly has settled down now and is kicking as well as we anticipated seeing him kick. His punting on the last punt was excellent, and that kickoff was, of course, just outstanding going into the end zone.
Also a fine pass receiver as well.
Yes, he is. He's a fine athlete. Watched him in practice this past week, and he did an excellent job in practice as well.
1st and 10 for the South All-Stars from their 20. They'll move right to left. They're wearing red, the North in blue. At the throttle is Kyle Helton from Harriton. He started the game. Teddy Pendergrass in the backfield with him, who scored the game's only touchdown. Up the middle on 1st and 10, Chad Levitt from Cheltenham barrels out over the 25, out near the 30-yard line, and is close to a first down on the first play of the second half. Rick Finero from Perkiomen Valley wrapped him up.
Just a handoff to the fullback. It's something we haven't seen a whole lot of, and it just opened up real well, and they ran behind that offensive line thrust and moved off for the first down on the first snap.
That one of the base plays in the wishbone. That's how you set up the triple option series.
That's true. We haven't seen as much triple option as I thought we might. We've seen an awful lot of dive and counter dive.
Wishbone backfield on 1st and 10 from the 30. Helton with a quick count. Turns, hands to Levitt again with a fullback dive off the right side, out over the 30 near the 35-yard line for a gain of almost 5. The South again averaging 247 pounds across the line of scrimmage. Ron Custis made the tackle for the North All-Stars, the only Wissahickon Trojan in the game. Played for Bob Malahorn with the Trojans and also for Mike Herbert. Hatboro Horsham has more players here than anybody. They've got 7. LaSalle's got 6. All told, 31 different schools represented. 2nd down and 6 for the South All-Stars from their 34. Opening moments of the second half, the first series. The fake to Levitt, the toss to Pendergrass, running right, cuts back toward the middle of the field, across the 45-yard line, out to the 47. First down for the South All-Stars. Denny DeWan from Methacton on the stop. We did not anticipate that the South would throw the ball very much, and indeed they haven't, keeping the ball on the ground. And when you have a back like Pendergrass, why bother putting it up?
Well, that's exactly right, and that was the true option again, the same play we saw for the touchdown and back in the early part of the second quarter. That picked up a big yardage.
And now both captains being called together.
Got a little rough after that last play, and I think the officials did the right thing in trying to settle it down in a hurry.
There was a small incident here last year which brought people from both teams off the bench, and that's something you don't want to have happen in a game like this.
No question. That's not the object at all. You really don't want to see it in any game.
I can recall seeing one high school game stopped because of a brawl. It was not a whole lot of fun to sit up here and watch. 1st and 10 for the South from their 47. Helton turns, tosses right to Pendergrass. Helton gets belted, and Pendergrass is dropped behind the line of scrimmage at the 43-yard line. Loss on the play of about 4. Brings up a 2nd down and 14 situation as Helton took a big hit on that pitch.
Excuse me, Rick, that was the same play again. They've run the same play. They actually ran a play and then run it twice several times during the night, and again that time the defense was up to the task and stopped it very cold.
Brings up 2nd down and call it 14. We played 2.5 minutes of a third quarter. Wide receiver to the far side of the field. That's Casey from Jenkintown. Pendergrass goes in motion. Helton short drop, fires. Near sideline, ball is caught. Making the catch with his knees on the turf, Howard Sewell from Cheltenham, the 210-pounder, lined up as a wideout. Got about a yard out of it.
The ball was not thrown as well as he'd liked it to have, so he had to reach for the ball, and of course consequently went to the ground. If he'd been able to catch that and run, it looked like he had the same setup he had earlier in the game.
Call it 3rd and 9 from the 47. The South All-Stars moving from our right to our left. We're at Indian Field in Souderton. This game has been played here now for the 4th straight time. Helton tosses to Pendergrass, right side of the option around the corner. He's at the 45-yard line, strung out to the far side, driven out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. All kinds of humanity on that far side, and we'll let him get sorted out. It looks like there was a penalty flag down, and the officials are going to sort it out.
Incidentally, Pendergrass again on that play on the option pitch turned it up for big money and then really showed some second effort to pick up the first down.
We've got a man down, one of the South players, Bill. The flag actually thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Somebody took a shot in the offensive backfield.
Signaling against the defense, and it appears that it was the quarterback, Helton, who took that shot when he pitched the option. He's a tough competitor. He'll bounce back. You can be sure that. He's up on his feet and he's fine now, and I'm sure he'll be back in a play or so. Imagine he just got the wind knocked out of him.
He who was a wishbone quarterback learns to be a tough competitor in order to survive. The penalty tacked on. We haven't gotten a signal yet. I would assume it was for a personal foul.
I think it was, Rick, and that certainly moves it down and gives first down inside the 30-yard line now.
They'll spot it at the 29. 1st and 10 for the South All-Stars. Leading the North by a score of 6-0. Wishbone backfield as Jason Borashevitz from Plymouth White Marsh puts hands under center for the first time in this half. He played the entire second quarter. Levitt straight ahead, inside the 25-yard line, down to the 23. Chad Levitt from Cheltenham, a big high school back at 6'1" and 205. Found running room, and the South bigger than the North up front by an average of about 18 pounds a man. Really starting to assert themselves, Bill, along the line of scrimmage.
They are. They just came off the ball that time and drove the North back and picked up the big yardage on that. Backs are running well behind that line as well.
A panel of media experts will select the Charters Award winners for Most Valuable Player later on tonight. Wishbone backfield on second down. Levitt takes the handoff and gets belted right at the line of scrimmage as the North did an excellent job of penetrating that time. In on the play for the North All-Stars, Ron Custis from Wissahickon. Brings up a third down situation. Third down.
This is a two-down situation, though. With 3rd and short, they have two opportunities here. Looks like it's about 2, maybe 3 yards to go.
Call it a long 2. As Helton back in the game at quarterback puts hands under center. The Harrington senior turns, hands to Pendergrass right side, dives forward. He's close to his first down. Steigerwald through the lead block. A little slow getting up. The Episcopal Academy senior bounces up. He's played a very solid game, Bill, as a blocker.
And also, I would have to say, again, I keep singing his praises, but Pendergrass has shown quite a bit with his ability here today. He's impressed me with his toughness running as well as his great movement.
I think you're right. In a few years, they may be saying the father of the football player rather than the son of the musician. His father in attendance tonight. 4th down and a short 1. Time left in the third period, 7 minutes, 22 seconds. The South leads the North by a score of 6-0. The football is on the far hash mark, actually just inside it on this 4th down and 1 situation. Wishbone backfield for Kyle Helton. Quick count, he'll keep it himself. Right-hand side appears to have the first down yardage. A simple call, Helton stepping to his right, wrapped up by Rick Venero, the 215-pound noseman from Perkiomen Valley. 1st and 10 for the South. They'll spot the football at the 28-yard line.
Good play in that situation. No fumble possibilities to speak of, and of course Helton's ability certainly took that up the middle. It was well defensed actually to keep him to just a few yards because it looked like he might go for further than that.
Wide receiver coming to the near side. That's Dennis Kane. On 1st and 10 from the 28. Wishbone backfield. Helton with a quick count. Tosses for Steigerwald. tripped up behind the line of scrimmage and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Ron Custis from Wissahickon again with a nice defensive play. Loss on the play of 1. It's second down now and 11.
Certainly a coach's nightmare offensively when you lose yardage on that first down play down in as close as they are. They're not inside the 10 yet, but inside the 20 is a so-called red zone. You don't like to lose yardage down there.
To the near side, Pat Casey from Jenkintown. One of the smallest players in the game, 160 pounds. Broken bone backfield as Helton wants to throw. Has time, fires left side, batted down, incomplete. Superb defensive play by Steve Gailey from Methacton. That one was ticketed right for the hands of Pat Casey. It had touchdown written all over it, but Gailey stepped in and broke it up.
Excellent job.
Good strong throw from Helton too.
Yes, it was. It was a well executed play all the way around, just well defended by Gailey. It was a real fine job. Interesting situation now, Rick. We're at 3rd and 11. Almost calls for a pass again.
It would make things much easier if they had their kicker, Wilmot, here. But they don't. Wishbone backfield on 3rd down and 11 as Helton, with an unbalanced line, uses the long count. Fakes inside to Levitt, keeps it himself, turns outside, has room around the corner, gets a block. Helton up at 10, Helton to the 5. Helton is inside the 5-yard line. He's got his first down.
Well, that shows some real gutsy play calling on the south side. That was a real fine play call. I think everyone in the park expected a pass at 3rd and 11. Running the option and taking advantage of Helton's ability again, this time on the keeper. He turned that into a real big play, puts it down on the 1-yard line.
First and goal to go from the 1-yard line. As the South All-Stars have chewed up some 7.5 minutes in this opening drive. Opening drive of the second half. Helton on first and goal from the 1. He's got it. Kyle Helton straight ahead for the touchdown, and the South All-Stars now have a 12-0 lead with 5:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. That touchdown drive covered 80 yards. A good, solid drive for the Southville, as you can't do it much more effectively than that.
Well, you certainly can't. They made the play when they had to, and that's what's important to them. And of course, that set up the big score right there, and that's very important. Helton, the key on that one is he took that option play down the field and then took it in on the keeper, the sneak keeper. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here, which makes sense when they're just up 12-0, having messed up the first extra point.
3 yards away, ball in the middle of the field. There's movement along the line of scrimmage. They'll either try it again from 1.5 yards or try it from 8. And again, their kicker, Rich Wilmot, not with them tonight because of commitments in soccer. He'll be heading for Penn State on a soccer scholarship and not available tonight. He would have been on Saturday, of course. Encroachment against the North moves the ball 1.5 yards closer. So the South will get another opportunity.
I'll stay up here in the press box after the game. I don't want to go down the field and wander around and try to find it because there's 100,000 people here. So I'll stay up here with it.
Play comes in from the bench.
No problem.
And the South will get one more opportunity as Casey goes to the far side of the field. Wishbone backfield. A 2-point conversion attempt. Helton with hands under center, turns, hands to Pendergrass, right side, and he's in standing up. Teddy Pendergrass into the end zone. It's a 14-0 South advantage. We'll be back with the kickoff in 30 seconds. Driving 80 yards for the game's second touchdown. Chewing up 7 minutes and 44 seconds with Kyle Helton going over from 1 yard out. And the South now with a 14-0 advantage. The North set to touch the football for the first time in this half as Jeff Steigerwald prepares to kick off.
It certainly has been the Harrington show so far, with Helton scoring the second touchdown, Pendergrass the first on an option from Helton, and then Pendergrass taking the handoff for the 2-point conversion.
Short end-over-end kick. Ralph O'Neill from the 17-yard line brings it back for the North. O'Neill across the 30-yard line out to the 31. Sean Damon from Upper Moreland on the tackle. And the North All-Stars will go to work offensively, and they've got to come up with something, Bill, because being 2 scores down is a long way to come in a game like this.
Yes, and it's unfortunate because the strength, it appears, of the North would be their premier running backs, speaking of backs like Flowers and O'Neill. But time is going to be their enemy. At the start of their first possession here in the third quarter, with only 4 and 50 some odd seconds left to go.
In effect, we've got 18 minutes of playing time left tonight. On 1st and 10, Jason Schultz left side from the back and barrels out over the 35, out near the 40. Gain on the play of almost 7. Going on a quick count that time. Wrapped up by Charles Haynes out of Cheltenham. Call it 2nd down and 2. We mentioned many of the players in the game, but not all of them, particularly the offensive linemen. They tend to be an overlooked bunch.
They're not overlooked physically out there, though. Most of those young men are pretty good-sized offensive linemen.
2nd down and 2. Steve Holmes from Hepburn Horsham in motion. Mark Mercia, the quarterback, wants to throw. Has his receiver, Tim High, of Perkiomen Valley, for a first down in South Territory. He is dropped by Chris Lytle from Harriton. 1st and 10 for the North All-Stars.
Another curl pattern. Worked very effectively each time they've used that.
Tim High goes to the far side as a wide receiver. Ball just inside the right hash mark as the North moves left to right in blue. Late third quarter. On 1st down, Schultz right side has a block. Inside the 35, inside the 45 to the 40. The man that threw the lead block for the North All-Stars was Pete Tassio, the right guard from Pottsgrove.
Very well executed that time, and Schultz is showing us something now. He's running like a man possessed.
And the North All-Stars starting to assert themselves on the line of scrimmage somewhat.
Certainly have.
High again to the far side. In motion is O'Neill. The ball goes to Schultz. Left-hand side. Inside the 40 to the 37-yard line for a gain of 2. Call it 2nd down. Sean Damon again on the tackle along with Charles Haynes from Upper Moreland and Cheltenham, respectively. They say it is good for a first down. They'll spot the football at the 37-yard line. The defensive linemen are kind of handicapped in this game, having to play that 5-2, and defensive linemen a little more freewheeling than the offensive lineman types.
That's correct.
The mentality is different. 1st and 10 of the 37-yard line. O'Neill comes in motion this way. Fake to Schultz. Pop pass right side. Intercepted. Picked off in the secondary by Zamani Hammond from Abington. Turns it to the far side. Hammond across the 30, 35, 40. Out of bounds, far sideline into the south bench. Somebody was on a different page from the quarterback because the receiver turned inside. The ball just thrown way beyond him. It was not overthrown. The receiver and quarterback simply were reading different translations.
No question, they didn't seem to be on the same page there. That's certainly something that can happen in an all-star game, as we're well aware.
3 turnovers now against the North All-Stars, and the South takes over 1st and 10 from their 40. Wide receivers each way on 1st down and 10. Kyle Helton remains, correction, it's Jason Borshevitz, a quarterback. Hands off to Schreiber from Archbishop Kennedy, and Schreiber goes nowhere at all. Stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, brings up 2nd down and 10.
That was Tom Brown, Lansdale Catholic, in on that play.
Brown with double duty as a tight end and defensive end for the Crusaders this year. Many of these players, of course, play both ways. In the All-Star game, they pretty much only had them go one way except for emergencies. And with 40 players, everybody gets plenty of time.
That's true, and I think that's the way it should be. Give everyone an opportunity to play. It's what the All-Star games are for. It isn't important who really wins. So we can't tell the coaches that on.
Yeah, we'll tell a coach that tonight. Pop pass near side, complete along the near side for tight end Howard Sewell from Cheltenham. Has the reception, knocked out of bounds inside the 40-yard line of the North, down near the 35. 1st and 10 for the South All-Stars. Brian Schreiber from Hepburn Horsham on the stop. Classic example of a two-way player playing linebacker tonight, a fullback. They had her starting fullback, in fact, during the course of the season.
Well, that was a good job, of course. Certainly, excuse me there, Rick. That was certainly a fine job by Sewell again. He's shown a lot of ability catching the ball and then running with it afterwards.
Borishevitz with hands under center. Ball over near hash mark, 1st and 10. Off the right-hand side for Steigerwald. Has room inside the 35, down near the 30-yard line for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. We say it so often when we talk about American Legion baseball and look at outstanding players, but you say it here too. One of the pleasures of this game is watching these players do things that the average high school player can't do or can't do as consistently. And one of the pleasures the coaches have is these players pick things up so quickly. They've had basically 2.5 weeks of practice, and this game has been very well played.
It sure have. The mistakes of the turnover type of mistakes have been, for the most part, have been execution, which will happen.
Borishevitz, pardon me, Bill, firing out to the far side, incomplete as he turned the corner, sprinted out right, and rolled to the far side, firing for the corner. The pass overthrown, incomplete. He had Steigerwald coming out of the backfield. Willie Anderson over there from Norristown, along with Ken Yerge from St. Pius. Yerge has missed most of the practices. The Winged Lions involved in the District 1 baseball playoffs. And Yerge, a starter in baseball, hasn't seen much practice time.
He made a nice play on that particular defensive effort, coming over and knocking the ball down. Looked like it was right on the money, too.
58 seconds left, 3rd quarter. The South 14, the North nothing. Borishevitz with hands under center. Rolls to his right on the option. Hit and dropped at the 31-yard line. Borishevitz doing a nice job sprinting down the line, but not really experienced in running the option. Dropped before he got to the line of scrimmage. Brian Schreiber on the tackle. Brings up a 4th down situation.
Actually, he ran that play quite well. The difference between he and Hilton is, of course, the speed of Hilton, whereas on the other side of the situation, Borishevitz could certainly throw the ball a lot better, though I shouldn't say that. He throws better than Hilton, but not maybe a lot better.
3rd down and call it 5. As Pendergrass comes in motion, a flag's going to fly.
Must have been someone in the neutral zone.
I think it might have been the wide receiver on this side, might have gotten his helmet in there further forward than necessary. The South, incidentally, if they are successful in shutting out the North tonight, will have achieved the first shutout in this game in 9 years. The North beat the South 39-0 back in 1984. The South beat the North 6-0 the year before.
Yes, you're apparently right on that penalty, Rick. Brings it back 5 yards.
And now they're going to let time run out in the 3rd quarter. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and that is it. Time has expired in the 3rd quarter with our score. The South All-Stars 14, the North nothing. 4th quarter action is coming up in 1 minute. 15 minutes of football left in the Montgomery County All-Star game for 1993. My name is Rick Wolford alongside Bill Manlove. Chuck Irwin, our studio producer, we thank him for his assistance, and also to our general manager, Phil Hunt, who has been so supportive as we have prepared for this game over the last couple of weeks.
Been an excellent game so far, Rick. The turnovers certainly have taken away a little bit from the scoring, but it's been well played.
The North facing a South it is, 4th and 10 from a 30-yard line of the North. Borishevitz hit on release, throws it short, incomplete. The intended receiver was Howard Sewell from Cheltenham. The ball will go over But North will take over 1st and 10 at their 35. And if they're going to do something, Bill, they've got to do it right now. They need 2 scores.
Yes, they do, and it seems that their strength has been, the strength of their group is the running game, though they've moved the ball quite well throwing. They've moved the ball every time they've had it, or most every time they've had it, but unfortunately the turnovers have stopped them.
The North right to left in blue. The quarterback is Seth Costello from St. Pius. And he's hit on the handoff. Ball comes out, picked up by one of the South players inside the 20-yard line, and the South is in striking distance. Once again, Darius Walker from Plymouth Whitemarsh on the recovery as Costello lost the handle on that as he turned to hand off to one of his running backs, and all of a sudden the South is in business again. Costello, I don't think, Bill, ever really had that exchange from center.
It wasn't a well-executed play at all, and unfortunately, when it bounced the way it did, Walker was Johnny on the spot, a very definite opportunist, and took it down into the situation where now the South is in position to wrap this game up, it appears.
Kyle Hilton is at the throttle. Wishbone backfield on 1st down and 10. Ball goes off the right side for Pendergrass. He is down close. It was 1st and goal from a 9-yard line, and he's down to around the 6. Of course, Walker alert enough to pick up the ball and run with it. They're going to let the college player do that this year in both circumstances.
Most circumstances now, it's become even more so than it was even last year. It's been liberalized a little bit more.
2nd down and goal to go from the 6. Time left in the game, 11 minutes and 50 seconds.
Tired of hearing me sing the praises of Pendergrass, but again, he showed toughness running in there that time.
He's deserved every bit of it. 2nd and goal from the 6. Flags go down, and Steigerwald is down. He took the straight-ahead handoff from Helton and was stacked up. Flags fly as the officials come in.
I believe that was Denny Dwayne who made that hit, and he certainly spun the running back around with that hit.
The penalty apparently against the South All-Stars. The officials donating their time tonight, and they generally look at things a little more loosely than they do during the regular season. Simply a matter of keeping the game under control and letting the players enjoy themselves.
Certainly an honor for the officials also. As you say, they're working gratis, but nevertheless it's an important honor for them to be chosen to work in an all-star game.
Substitution infraction against the South All-Stars.
Appeared there were too many players on the field.
Yeah, in fact, the 12th player was trying to get off on the far side when the ball was snapped. If you are trying to get off and don't, it is 5. If you participate, it is 15.
That's correct.
5-yard penalty makes it 2nd down, goal to go from the 11. Wide receiver to the far side. That's Kane. Wide receiver near side is Steigerwald. Helton wants to throw. He is dropped immediately. Barreling in on him that time was Matt Haynes from Souderton.
Great defensive play by Matt Haynes that time. He just burst through the middle and made that stop.
It will bring up a 3rd down and long yardage situation with 11:02 left. Helton will go to work. He's got Casey to the near side. Sewell is to the far side. Wishbone backfield. On 3rd down, Helton scampers right. He'll turn the corner. He is knocked out of bounds near sideline. Run out along that near side by Jim Theo from Spring Ford. Brings up a 4th down situation.
That was the same play they tried before on 3rd and long, only this time the defense was up to the task and did an excellent job of stopping that particular option play.
4th down situation again. If Rich Wilmot were here, this would probably be a field goal situation, but without him here, the South going for it. 4th down and goal from the 10. Twin formation to the far side. They'll put Pendergrass out there as a slot back. This could be very entertaining very quickly. One back left in the backfield. That's Levitt as they break the bone. Now Steigerwaldt goes in motion far side. Helton rolling toward the wide side to throw. Throws, ball deflected on release and comes up short, incomplete.
Both situations, the last time the South was down there, of course, Borshevitz, did I say it correctly? Went to the left also because the ball was here on the right hash, and this time Helton did, and neither quarterback was effective with pressure going to their left. And that's unfortunate, but that's where the ball was stationed.
We're on the north side of the field for the most part, and the North offense getting an ovation as they come to the line of scrimmage. 1st down and 10 yards to go from their 10-yard line. Ball goes up the middle on 1st down and 10 for Ralph O'Neill, I believe, from Spring Ford. Correction, that was Jason Schultz from Effecton, straight ahead. And he's got the 1st down. They'll spot the football at the 23-yard line.
Toriano Smith with the stop again.
Some of the yard markers getting a little hard to see. This field hasn't been marked for a while. Also, the rain of Saturday washing some of the lines away, and of course, with the lacrosse team playing here, they can't do as much work on the field as they might like. O'Neill, right-hand side for about 2. Taking the handoff from Costello. Brings up 2nd down and 8 from the 25-yard line.
This is a type of offense that's really not geared to O'Neill. He certainly needs to get a chance to get his motor running a little more, because we know he's a much better back than he's been able to exhibit here this evening.
Mark Mercia warming up along the sideline for the North, more or less the designated passing quarterback, as Costello puts hands under center on 2nd down. Turns and hands to Schultz, left side, straightened up as he turns the corner. Hit hard and driven back along the near side. It brings up a 3rd down situation.
That's number 6. I'm not sure who he is. We don't have his number in the program.
Late bit of shuffling by the South All-Stars with some of the jerseys. Brings up a 3rd down situation. On 3rd down, Costello wants to throw. Rolls to his right, hit on release, ball thrown high, incomplete. O'Neill tried to reach up and catch it. The ball thrown a little high would have been a very difficult reception. Brings up a 4th down situation. Charles Haynes applying the backside pressure. And somebody limping in a North uniform. That is Preston Howard from Norristown, one of the offensive linemen. You don't want to see anybody injured in a game like this.
No, you sure don't. Injuries are certainly a part of football. We all recognize that, but you hate to see a young man get hurt in an all-star game.
And we have seen a couple of fairly severe injuries in this game. Scott White will kick the ball away. Gets a low snap, strong rush, but gets away a nice high punt. Hits around midfield. They scramble for it at the 45-yard line of the South. The South will take it there. 8:01 left. We will return to Indian Field in Souderton. First and 10 for the South All-Stars from their 48-yard line. Chad Levitt straight ahead on a fullback dive to about midfield for a gain of about 2. 2nd down and 8. I'm Rick Wolfel with Bill Manlove. 7 minutes, 28 seconds left in the game. South All-Stars 14, the North nothing. The South driving 52 yards to score early 2nd quarter. Teddy Pendergrass from 11 yards out. Kyle Helton then going over from a yard out to have an 80-yard mark at the start of the 2nd half. Jason Borshevitz is at the throttle right now for the South. We expect that he'll stay there the rest of the game.
Certainly need a turnover on the North's part if they're to get back in this football game at this point.
On second down, the ball goes off the right-hand side. And that was Pendergrass one more time inside the 45 down to the 43. Tom Brown on the tackle. Make that Joe Nevey on the tackle for Lansdale Catholic.
Correct.
Spotted at the 44, brings up third down and 2.5. Glad you've been with us this evening for Monday Night Football in the spring. Third down and 2 as Boris Shevitz calls. Again, a long count. Turns, hands right side for Levitt. Lost the football. Ball on the ground. They scramble for it. A sea of red and blue, and the North's got the football.
Well, that's the turnover they needed. Certainly, if they're to do anything here, now they're going to have to score quickly and hope to get the ball back in a hurry again.
Bob Wallach from Effecting came away with the football. 1st and 10 for the North All-Stars. They will snap it from the 46-yard line. Their own 46 with 6:06 to play in the game. Mark Mergia from North Penn steps into the offensive huddle. If the North has a deep play threat as a quarterback, he is it. O'Neill, Flowers, Jason Allman, and Tim High in the backfield with him as Mergia rolls to his left to throw. Straightens up over the middle, tipped incomplete. Separated from the football was Damian Borchewski from Hepburn Horsham. Working at tight end tonight, also a starting defensive end. Brings up a second down situation. Pass coverage applied.
Sean McDermott again.
Sean McDermott once more. Sean Damon also dropping back in the pass coverage. We do not have an MVP vote. Probably a good thing for all concerned.
Yes, it would be very difficult to split it at this point between the two Harrington young men. They've both been excellent. Well, there's been some excellent defensive play by quite a few people.
On second down, Mergia. Draw play for Allman straight ahead. Allman cuts back across midfield to the 47-yard line of the South. Sean Damon wraps him up. Gain on the play of 7 brings up third down and 3.
Damon's been very impressive out there this evening. He's a fine-looking football player.
Again, one of those players, Upper Moreland's program down for a number of years, revitalized somewhat this year. Joe Ingichuk stepping down for family reasons at the end of the season to spend more time with his own family. On 3rd and 3, Mergia rolls right to throw. Fires, ball tip, ball is caught. Tim High from Perkiomen Valley makes the catch inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. The North is going to go to work very, very quickly. 5 minutes, 3 seconds left as the chain crew moves things up on the far side. And the wind picks up for the first time in quite a while. This is football weather right now. This is perfect September 10th weather.
Perfect for the players right now, Rick. I think we have an offsides almost there.
On 1st and 10, Mergia wants to throw. Fires left side, complete to High. Makes the catch at the 29-yard line. Gain of 7, second down and 3. We'll work quickly because the North is working quickly. Mergia trots to the sideline, gets the play call. And, of course, this uses up some time. But really, in an all-star game, you don't have much choice because the players aren't that familiar with the system. Nose of the football is just shy of the 30. Brings up a second down situation after the game. We will have both Charters Award winners up here for post-game comments. Always a lot of fun. On second down, fake counter for Allman. Mergia rolls right to throw. Complete to O'Neill. Has the catch and has his first down inside the 25 at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the North All-Stars. Amani Hammond on the tackle from Abington.
Moving quite well now. The speed-up offense here has certainly helped the North at this point. It's kind of kept the South off balance. They certainly need to move at the remaining 24 yards to get a touchdown, though, if they're to make this game interesting.
Ryan Feddick leads them up. 1st and 10 for the North All-Stars from the 24 of the South. Mergia turns, hands to Allman. Left-hand side, inside the 25 to the 23, gain of a yard, second down and 9. Good defensive pursuit by the South for that time. In on the play that time was Chad Orman from LaSalle, 6 feet, 185 pounds. Out of a huddle, the North All-Stars. Tim High, wide to this side of the field.
We're in a slot formation this way. Motion back against it, which give us a waggle.
And here comes quarterback Merger looking left to throw. Over the middle, complete. Making the catch inside the 15-yard line is his tight end, Damian Borachevsky. Clock will stop for the first down, or will stop for a measurement with 3 minutes to go. 14-0, the South is in front. Bring the chains on.
15-yard line, 14-yard line.
Dermott made that tackle again. It was well executed. The play was not over to start that. Kept moving and the wide receiver also get open.
They'll spot the football inside the 15. The officials taking a good close look, and they say it's just short. It will be 3rd down and inches. Exactly 3 minutes to go.
Excuse me, Rick. Notice I didn't take a chance on gambling on whether that was a first down or not, so I'll keep my undefeated record at 1-0.
That may be our all-time leading record. I think you need a minimum of 6 guesses, though. We'll check it with our executive committee. 3rd and less than a yard. Merja bobbles the snap, dives forward, and hangs on to the football. Whether he got the first down or not is a matter of speculation, as Merja had difficulty with the snap from Ryan Fedek. Merja thinks he got the first down, as all quarterbacks do. And they'll bring the chains on again. While they're doing that, with 2:45 to go, we will take this 30-second break and come right back.
All these kids were going. I haven't seen it.
Six minutes of commercials left, Chuck. The measurement says first down, North All-Stars. They'll go to work from the 14 of the South. 2:44 to go in the game. Clock is running. North has all their timeouts remaining to be utilized. On first down, Mark Merger rolls to his left to throw. Straightens up, fires. Ball is tipped, incomplete. Ralph O'Neill thought he was interfered with. The man that broke the play up was Mark Kalesa from Haverford Prep. Brings up a second down situation. Brings up a second down situation.
That was well defended that time. Initial fake on the waggle looked very good, but Kalesa got over there and defended it very well.
Allman and High come to the side on second down.
Got a trips look here this time.
Allman now comes in motion, and there's motion all over the place. Looks like Canadian football as Merja fires for the end zone, picked off by McDermott. McDermott steps in front, cuts toward the far sideline, has a lane. He's up a 30, 35, 40, to the 45, and out of bounds near midfield as Sean McDermott stepped in and picked it off. There are flags down all over the place, but it appears it's going to be against the North All-Stars.
Sean Padden, all 5'2", 165 pounds of him, an offensive guard, came all the way across the field to make that tackle. That's an outstanding play for certainly the smallest in height stature, in height anyway, made that play.
Motion penalty against the North is refused. The South will take over. First down and 10. And that should about settle the issue with 2:20 to go.
Barring a miracle, I think that puts a nail in the coffin of the North. The turnovers were certainly their bugaboo this evening.
I believe that's 4 against the North All-Stars.
Shame of it was we never really got to see their great running backs in action enough because they were playing catch-up quite a bit of the evening.
Trust us, folks, they can play.
Well, I think that's a foregone conclusion.
For the uninitiated in the audience, Helton back in the game at quarterback, and he's got the football on first down, wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage, decked back at his 35-yard line. 1:50 to go. As the crowd starts to file out of Indian Field, we've got a timeout with 1:45 to play in the game. The North All-Stars trail the South 14-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. We'll let you vote. That'll get us a call from Kansas City, I'm sure. .137 to go as the ball goes off the right-hand side for the South All-Stars. Steigerwald on the carry. He's stacked up, and play actually whistled to a halt as Steigerwald's forward progress was stopped from Episcopal Academy. First player to represent Episcopal in a couple of years in this game. It's a third down and long yardage situation with 1:15 to go, and the South All-Stars apparently are going to win this game for the 6th year in a row.
They don't seem to any hurry to come to the line of scrimmage now. They're just letting that clock run down as much as possible. We're inside the minute mark now.
False start inside. Again, other than the false start penalties, we've had, I guess, 2 personal foul penalties, and that's been it as far as the major's concerned.
Very well played in that regard. I think, as you alluded to earlier, the fact that the officials are not as strict as they probably would be in the regular season, allowing the players to play and recognizing that there will be some minor mistakes because of the fact that they've only practiced for a couple weeks, certainly makes for a better game. We certainly don't want the game dominated by the officials anyway. They've done an excellent job, and they've allowed the players to play, and that's made it very, very worthwhile.
5-yard penalty against the South brings up 3rd down and 20 from the 36-yard line as we're down to 35 seconds. Steigerwald off the left-hand side on the handoff from Helton. He's stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. The North is going to burn a timeout to get one more play. 24 seconds left. We'll take a 30-second break and then return. This football game, the panel of media experts down below huddling to choose the most valuable player. They include Eric Fisher from the Montgomery County Record, Dennis Way from the Times-Herald in Norristown, Vince Carey from the Reporter in Lansdale. We thank them for their assistance, as the media has done since this game began, has helped choose the most valuable player. A distinguished panel of experts, at least that's what we were hoping for.
Well, I'm glad they have the decision to make instead of us, Rick, because certainly there's been an awful lot of fine football players played out here today, and you could certainly pick almost many of the players on the field as the most valuable players. My personal choice, of course, I think is very obvious that I felt Pendergrass has had a great game.
For the first time tonight, the South to punt the football away, and Sean McDermott officials just call it to a halt right here. Again, a good job by the officials, and they're just going to wind the clock. Good job by the referee. He's just going to wind the clock with 17 seconds to go as the teams are walking off the field, and that will be the last play of the game. Good officiating there by Jerry McGinn. Says, let's do it to buy the book, but let's wind it up. And an unfortunate conclusion to what was an outstanding high school football game. The South All-Stars have beaten the North by a score of 14-0 to win the 1993 Montgomery County All-Star Game. My name is Rick Wolfville. Man Love and I will be back to talk about this game after this 2-minute timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's customary for us to award an MVP for both squads this evening, and we will do that momentarily.
we will tell you that the Most Valuable Player awards, Teddy Pendergrass, not a great deal of research needed to figure that out, from Haverton, who scored the first touchdown in this game. And the other award winner, Jim Theo, the linebacker from Spring Ford. One of the few times that the MVP award goes to a defensive player, but he certainly had an outstanding game defensively tonight. Jim Theo playing of a defensive end position, actually, from Spring Ford, playing for Marty Moore and the Spring Ford Rams, capping off his high school career by being named the most valuable player in this game tonight. The championship trophy, the Commissioner's Cup, in past years used to be presented by the Montgomery County Commissioners. At least one of them would be here. Such is not the case tonight. It has not been that way in recent years, but it is still called the Commissioner's Cup and is now being presented to Mike Coram, who has now won in this game for the second time. He was a winner in
The leader.
musical coaches. Both fine gentlemen, and we thank them for their assistance in our preparations for this game over the last 2 weeks. Most Valuable Player awards are now being announced, and we hope to have both young men up here.
Teddy Pendergrass.
Bill, the South
And Most Valuable Player for the North All-Stars. From Springford High School, number 44, Jim Bale. So our MVPs this evening, Teddy Pendergrass from the north, Jim Fale from Teddy Pendergrass from the south, Jim Fale from the north. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patronage this evening, and good night.
second half, and that was all the scoring. Teddy Pendergrass going in for the two-point conversion to make it 14-0, but a solid display there on that 80-yard drive. And Bill, your comments on this game. You see this game often, and an outstanding contest tonight. Two evenly matched teams that played very hard. Certainly, I think, an advantage for the South. If you have your own quarterback and an outstanding running back in the game, that helps you. Certainly because of a talent level they're used to each other, but also because the head coach, in this case Mike Coram, can take a few more chances with his offense that another coach might not want to take, having players more familiar with it.
That's true, and certainly Pendergrass and Helton were keys in this game this evening. They both did an outstanding job from an offensive standpoint. They show why they're very, very outstanding players. Helton moving on to Villanova and play for Andy Talley. And
alongside is Teddy Pendergrass, who scored the first touchdown of this game tonight on an 11-yard pitch from his teammate Kyle Helton, and went on to be named one of the most valuable players, along with Jim Theo from Spring Ford, who was picked the MVP for the North team. And Teddy, both Coach Manlove and I very impressed with your performance tonight. What kind of an advantage is it to work with a quarterback that you played the last 3 years with?
Well, I can't explain it, man. Just the advantage of when we're going down the line of our relationship, the pitch relationship, besides the fact that we're best of friends. It's just a great relationship, and being able to do that, I'm glad I'm able to come out here today, and I thank the line, I thank everybody, and we had a successful game.
Of course, running the wishbone offense, it tends to be fairly conservative. Were you hoping at some point to open it up a little bit?
No, not really. Actually, I feel as though we can get the ball. We can just keep on pounding. That's what we're good at. We can do that. And I feel as though we could do that. Even though opening it up would probably create a more exciting game. But with the wishbone, the backs we had in the backfield, we could very easily break one at any time, which I'm disappointed that we didn't.
You had a shot at one point at almost breaking one to the outside. Had a couple of nice games tonight. Of course, Harrington playing at the AA level. We've got a lot of recognition, winning the AA championship this year, but still not quite the recognition that some players from some of the larger schools would get. Did you feel you had something to prove?